Sri Jaindra Saraswati Vidyalaya Matriculation High Secondary School, Singanallur. Today we are going to discuss the problems in Lesson 1 Laws of Motion of Class 10. Today we are going to discuss about the problems in Laws of Motion lesson. Calculate the velocity of a moving body of mass 5 kg whose linear momentum is 2.5 kg meter per second. We will start the solution by writing the given. So m is equal to 5 kg and the linear momentum is given by 2.5 kg meter per second. We are supposed to find the velocity of the moving body. So we will start the solution by writing the formula for linear momentum, which is given by mass into velocity. We are supposed to find velocity. So velocity is equal to linear momentum divided by mass. Now we will substitute the linear momentum and mass value from the given data, which is 2.5 divided by 5, which is equal to 0.5 meter per second. So the answer is the velocity of a moving body is 0.5 meter per second. A door is pushed at a point whose distance from the hinges is 90 cm with the force of 40 Newton. Calculate the moment of force about the hinges. The given data is distance is given as 90 cm. We are converting this into meter, which is 0.9 meter. The force is given as 40 Newton. We are supposed to find the moment of force. So we will start the solution by writing the moment of force formula, which is given by force into distance. Now we will substitute the force and distance value from the given data. So moment of force is equal to 40 into 0.9, which is equal to 36 Newton meter. So the answer is the moment of force above the hinges is given by 36 Newton meter. At what height from the center of Earth the acceleration due to gravity will be 1/4 of its value as at the Earth? So we have to find the height from the center of the Earth where the acceleration g is equal to 1/4 of the g. So this is our problem. So the given data is height from the center of the Earth is given by r dash is equal to r plus h, where r is the radius of the earth. So this equation we will have it as 4. Next, the g value at this particular height, that is r dash, is equal to g by 4. So this equation we will have it as equation 3. So when g dash is equal to g by 4, the value of g will be equal to 4g dash. We have to find the height at which g dash is equal to 1/4g. So we will start the solution from our formula g is equal to gm divided by r square. This equation we will have it as 2. So g dash equation will be gm divided by, instead of r we will have r plus h the whole square. This is equation 1. Now we have to divide equation 2 by 1. So we will do it separately, the LHS and RHS. So the LHS is g by g dash, which is equal to the RHS is gm divided by r square the whole divided by gm divided by r plus h the whole square. If you take the RHS, the terms g and m are common in both the numerator and denominator. So we can cancel them. So final equation what we get is g by g dash is equal to 1 divided by r square the whole divided by 1 divided by r plus h the whole square. Next simplification is we have to take the reciprocal of the denominator and we have to multiply. So the equation is g by g dash is equal to 1 divided by r square into r plus h the whole square divided by 1. So multiplying we get g divided by g dash is equal to r plus h divided by r, and we will write it as the whole square. Now in the RHS we have to divide by r. So g by g dash is equal to 1 plus h by r the whole square. Now for g we have to substitute from the equation 3, which is given by g is equal to 4g dash. So 4g dash divided by g dash is equal to 1 plus h by r the whole square. Now in the LHS we can cancel the g dash. So we will get the equation as 4 is equal to 1 plus h by r the whole square. So 4 can be written as 2 squared is equal to 1 plus h by r the whole square. The next simplification is we have to take the square root on both the sides. So we get 2 is equal to 1 plus h divided by r. So 2 minus 1 is equal to h divided by r. So 1 is equal to h divided by r. So h will be equal to r. So this equation we have to substitute in 4. So r dash will be equal to r plus r, which is equal to 2r. So the answer is, if the object is placed at a distance which is equal to twice the radius, then the acceleration due to gravity value, g value, will be equal to 1 by 4th of the g at the surface of the earth. If a 5 Newton and a 15 Newton forces are acting opposite to one another, find the resultant force and the direction of action of the resultant force. Given F1 is equal to 5 Newton, F2 is equal to 15 Newton, we are supposed to find the resultant and the direction in which the resultant force is acting. So we will start the solution with the formula for the resultant. R is equal to F1 minus F2 since they are acting in opposite direction. So 15 minus 5, which is equal to 10 Newton. And the direction is always along the greater force. So here it is along the 15 Newton. So the answer is, the value of resultant is 10 Newton and the direction is along 15 Newton. Bodies have a mass ratio of 3:4. The force applied on the bigger mass produces an acceleration of 12 meter per second square. What could be the acceleration of the other body if the same force acts on it? We will start with the given. m1 is to m2. The ratio is given as 3:4. Next, the acceleration is given as 12 meter per second square. We are supposed to find the acceleration on the other body. So the solution, we will start with the Newton's second law, which is equal to F is equal to ma. Here the forces are equal. So F1 is equal to F2. So now instead of F1 we will write m1 into a1, which is equal to F2, which is equal to m2 into a2. Just a rearrangement, m1 divided by m2 is equal to a2 divided by a1. m1 divided by m2, the value is given as 3/4. So 3/4 is equal to a2 divided by a1. So a2 divided by a1 is equal to 3/4. So a1 can be written as a2 into 4 divided by 3. Now we have to substitute for a2 from given, where a2 is equal to 12 meter per second square. So a1 is equal to 12 into 4 divided by 3, which is equal to 48 divided by 3, which is equal to 16 meter per second square. So the answer is, the acceleration of the other object is 16 meter per second square. A ball of mass 1 kg moving with the speed of 10 meter per second rebounds after a perfect elastic collision with the floor. Calculate the change in linear momentum of the ball. So we will start the problem with the given. The mass is given as 1 kg. The initial velocity is 10 meter per second. The final velocity value is also 10 meter per second since it is rebounding. So the sign alone will change. So we have to find the change in linear momentum. The formula for change in linear momentum is given by Pf minus Pi, that is final momentum minus initial momentum, which is given by m into v minus u, which is equal to 1 into minus 10 minus 10. So which is equal to minus 20 kilogram meter per second. So the value of change in linear momentum is given by minus 20 kilogram meter per second. A mechanic unscrews a nut by applying a force of 140 Newton with a spanner of length 40 cm. What should be the length of the spanner if a force of 40 Newton is applied to unscrew the same nut? So we will start the problem with the given. So F is equal to 140 Newton. The length of the spanner is given as 40 centimeter. So which we will convert it into meter, which is 0.4 meter. Now in the second case, the force is 40 Newton. So in the second case, when the force is 40 Newton, we have to find the length of the spanner. So we will start the solution with the formula of moment of couple, which is given by m is equal to F into D. So which is equal to 140 into 0.4, which is equal to 56 Newton meter. So the moment of force what we had found is 56 Newton meter. Now we will take the second case. In the second case, the force is given as 40 Newton. So 40 into D is equal to 56, which is the moment of force. So D is given by 56 divided by 40. So D is equal to 1.4 meter. So this is the length of the spanner. So the final answer is the length of the spanner when 40 Newton is applied is given by 1.4 meter. The ratio of masses of two planets is 2:3 and the ratio of their radius is 4:7. Find the ratio of their accelerations due to gravity. We will start the problem with the given. So the given data is m1 divided by m2. The ratio of masses is 2/3 and the ratio of radius, that is r1 divided by r2, is 4/7, and we are supposed to find the ratio of acceleration, that is g1 divided by g2 is a question mark. So we will start the solution by writing the formula for g1. So g1 is equal to gm1 divided by r1 square. G2 is equal to gm2 divided by r2 square. We are supposed to find g1 divided by g2, the ratio. So g1 divided by g2 is equal to gm1 divided by r1 square, the whole divided by gm2 divided by r2 square. If you take the RHS, the term G, capital G, is common in the numerator and in the denominator. So we can cancel that. So we get g1 divided by g2 is equal to m1 divided by r1 square, the whole divided by m2 divided by r2 square. Now we are going to bring this denominator to the numerator. So when we are bringing we have to take the reciprocal of the denominator. So g1 divided by g2 is equal to m1 divided by r1 square into r2 square divided by m2. Next step is just a rearrangement. g1 divided by g2 is equal to m1 divided by m2 into r2 square divided by r1 square. The next step is g1 divided by g2 is equal to m1 divided by m2 into R2 divided by R1 the whole square. Now we will substitute the ratio values which is given in our data. That is M1 divided by M2 and R2 divided by R1 values are given as 2 by 3 and 4 by 7. So G1 divided by G2 is equal to 2 by 3 into 7 by 4 the whole square. So G1 divided by G2 is equal to 2 by 3 into 49 divided by 16. Now on further simplification, G1 divided by G2 is equal to 2 into 49 divided by 3 into 16. So the answer is 49 divided by 24. So the ratio of G1 divided by G2 is equal to 49 divided by 24. The final answer is the ratio of their acceleration due to gravity is given by 49 divided by 24. Two blocks of masses 8 kg and 2 kg respectively lie on a smooth horizontal surface in contact with one another. They are pushed by a horizontal applied force of 15 Newton. We have to calculate the force exerted on a 2 kg mass. We will start with the given. M1 is equal to 8 kg, M2 is equal to 2 kg. So the force acting on them is equal to 15 Newton. We have to find the force acting on the 2 kg mass. So we will start with the solution. So force is given by F is equal to M1 plus M2 into A. That is our Newton's second law. So A is equal to F divided by M1 plus M2. Now we will substitute the value of F, M1 and M2 in this equation. So F value is 15 which is divided by M1 plus M2 which is 2 plus 8 which is nothing but 10. So A is equal to 15 divided by 10 which is equal to 1.5 meter per second square. So the force exerted on 2 kg mass we have to find which is equal to force exerted by 8 kg mass because 8 kg object only is exerting a force on the 2 kg object. So F is equal to M1 into A where M1 is equal to 8 kg and A is equal to 1.5 meter per second square. So F is equal to 8 into 1.5 meter per second square which is equal to 12 Newton. So the answer is the force exerted on 2 kg mass is 12 Newton. A heavy truck and bike are moving with the same kinetic energy. If the mass of the truck is 4 times that of the bike, then calculate the ratio of their momentum. So we will start with the given. Mass of the truck we will assume it as M1. Mass of the bike we assume it as M2. So what is given here is mass of the truck is 4 times the mass of the bike. So M1 is equal to 4 M2. The next point which is given is their kinetic energies are same. So kinetic energy of M1 is equal to kinetic energy of M2 which is equal to K. Since they are the same, we write it as K. We have to find the ratio of their momenta, that is P1 divided by P2 we have to find. So now we will move on to the solution. We will find for M1 and M2 simultaneously here. We will start with the expression of kinetic energy of M1. At the same time, we will find the kinetic energy of M2 also. So kinetic energy of M1 is given by K1 is equal to half m1 v1 square. Similarly, K2 is equal to half m2 v2 square. Now it is given that the kinetic energies are the same. So we are going to replace K1 and K2 by K. So K is equal to half m1 v1 square. Similarly on this side also K is equal to half m2 v2 square. Now from these two equations we are going to find the expressions for v1 and v2. So v1 square is equal to K into 2 divided by m1. Similarly, on this side, v2 squared is equal to k into 2 divided by m2. Now, we had found v1 squared and v2 squared. Next step, we have to find v1 and v2. So, we will take the square root. So, v1 is equal to square root of k into 2 divided by m1. Similarly, v2 is equal to square root of k into 2 divided by m2. Now we have to find the ratio of the momentum. So P1 is equal to m1 into v1. Similarly, P2 is equal to m2 into v2. Now we are going to substitute the value of v1 and v2 which we had found in the previous slide. So P1 is equal to m1 into square root of k into 2 divided by m1. Similarly, on the other hand, P2 is equal to m2 into square root of k into 2 divided by m2. The next step, we will take this m1 and m2 inside the square root. So when it goes inside the square root, it goes as m1 squared on this side. On the other hand, it goes as m2 squared. So P1 is equal to square root of m1 squared into k into 2 divided by m1. The next step we will cancel this m1 square and the m1 which is in the denominator. On this side it is square root of m2 squared into k into 2 divided by m2. Here also we will cancel them. M2 which is in the numerator, m2 square which is in the numerator and m2 which is in the denominator. So once we cancel this m1 square and m2 square, the final expression what we get is P1 is equal to square root of m1 into k into 2. Similarly, P2 is equal to square root of m2 into k into 2. So P1 is equal to square root of m1 into k into 2. Similarly, P2 is equal to square root of m2 into k into 2. Now we are going to substitute m1 is equal to 4m2 in the above equation. So P1 is equal to square root of 4m2k into 2. P2 we are not going to substitute any value. So P2 is equal to square root of m2 into k into 2. Our aim is to find the ratio of P1 divided by P2. So P1 divided by P2 is equal to square root of 4 m2k into 2 divided by square root of m2k into 2. Now in the RHS, m2k is common in the numerator and in the denominator. So we can cancel it. So P1 by P2 is equal to square root of 4 into 2 divided by 2, which is nothing but square root of 4 divided by 1. So P1 by P2 is equal to square root of 4 divided by 1, which is nothing but 2 divided by 1. So the ratio P1 is to P2 is 2 is to 1. So the final answer is the ratio of the momenta is 2 is to 1.